Welcome back, everybody. It's another episode of The Human Side of Marketing. I'm your co-host, Chris Angel, here with your host, Kurt Stockwell. Kurt, hello.
Hello, Chris. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm super good, in fact, because we're talking about journeys and, what the journey your client's on inside the context of how do we, I think everybody wants to be able to sell more. And
Right.
I think we want the sales process to feel rewarding, to feel good, meaning that people that we're selling to actually want what we have to sell. We don't want to convince and manipulate people into something they don't want.
Right.
So that sort of tees up where we're going. You had a couple quotes that inspired you that I think are super applicable to.
Yeah. So there's a couple quotes that have been kind of rattling around in my brain and inspiring me here in the new year. So one of them is, don't find customers for your products, find products for your customers.
Yes. Who said that?
Seth Godin.
Yes,
Of course.
Of course.
So the idea behind that, again, don't find customers for your products, find products for your customers. Mm-hmm. So there's another way to say this is when you're coming out with a product, I've heard it said as, don't be a slave to the idea. Mm-hmm. So you've got an idea, you want to bring it out to the marketplace. Don't be such a slave to the idea that you're totally committed to it, even though there's nobody out there who wants to buy your product.
Right.
So a lot of times when you're bringing a product to market, like a new product, you got to go, is there anybody out there who even needs this product?
Right.
So that's where it falls into the idea of find a product for your customers. So for us, we've been doing this for a lot of years. We're always trying to think of, what can we do to bring a better product to our customers and help serve them better, rather than, hey, people, we've got this new thing and you need it, whether you need it or not. Now, there are certain companies who come out with products like that. Like, Steve Jobs was one that was constantly coming out with things people didn't know that they needed. But most of us are bringing products to a marketplace where there's a customer base just waiting for it.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a distinction in that, because I think even with Steve Jobs, he was creating a product for his people, like whatever the Apple tribe of people. He created a product that they loved. Like, it was a great product for them. It wasn't like he said, hey, I created this iPod, now who wants it? He was clear about who he was serving and the journey they were on and how this would be a really good thing for them. Even though they didn't know what to ask, they wouldn't have known to ask for that product because they didn't know that it could be created. But I think you're right. I think I love that quote from Seth Godin, because I think a lot of entrepreneurs have ideas of things, but they never ask people, or it's not even do you want this thing I'm thinking of creating? They just don't even ask, like, where are these people in their journey in life? Right. So they have no litmus test for this thing I'm creating, and if it would serve you on your path, on your journey.
Right. And another quote that's been kind of lingering in my brain over the last month or so is, a brand is no longer what you say about yourself. It is what a friend tells a friend. So those two of those kind of sit well together in my head as I'm trying to be a better business owner and a better marketer and provide a better product. Because if I'm constantly putting things in the marketplace that people don't understand or don't want, then my brand is going to be getting, or what people are saying about Well Dressed Walrus is, they're going to say, it's kind of confusing. I don't really understand what they do. I don't understand what their new agenda is with this product that's out, because I don't get it, So that's a really important thing too. And so listening to your customer, making your customer the hero, is what we've been talking about since day one of doing this podcast. We're on episode 20 now. Yeah. And since episode 1, we've been talking about the importance of making your customer the hero. So that starts with listening to your customer. And we spend way too much time talking and not enough time listening. So what I wanted to get into today, Chris, is how to find products for your customers. First, you have to know where they are on the journey. And that's kind of the first problem. And we kind of chatted before we started recording that maybe this would be a couple episodes. So we'll see if this turns into a couple episodes. But many times we treat our marketing messaging as it's a one-size-fits-all message. Yeah. We're putting the one-size-fits-all message out there and wondering why people don't understand. Well, maybe they're on different points in the journey. And you need to talk to them where they are in the journey. There's a podcast that I recently read, and the Oldman, what's his first name again?
Scott
Oldman. You had read this, what, Scott Oldford.
Oldford, yeah.
Yeah, Scott Oldford. Sorry, I knew I would butcher that, but Scott Oldford. Yeah, so you had read the same article, and I think I butchered his name when we talked about it earlier. Irregardless, here's the point: people are on different lanes. He puts people in different lanes, and there's the sidewalk. Okay, so the sidewalk, they're people who are largely unaware of the full problem that you can solve for them, and they're experiencing the problem, but it's not painful enough yet. So when you're going to these people saying like, hey, I've got a solution for your problem. I've got a solution for your problem. I've got a solution for your problem. They're going, I don't think I really have a problem, or the problem's not a big enough concern yet. So honestly, the people who are on the sidewalk is not someone you're likely going to turn into a customer anyway. Right. But the importance is your message is clear enough that they go, I recognize that that's a problem, and I recognize that I kind of have that problem. So I'm not ready to buy, but I'm going to kind of put you on the shelf, but I'm going to keep you in my mind. Right. So it's okay. It's okay. And I think the thing that is to remember about the people on the sidewalk is it's okay if they don't turn into a customer. Right. Because if you're clear about the fact that you solve that problem that they're kind of experiencing, when they do kind of come to a full experience of that problem in their life, they're going to remember who to reach out to.
Yeah. Yeah. I think part of what you're saying here is, in order for you to create products for your customers, you have to know where they are in their journey. And if they're, in your example here with Scott's blog post, if they're on the sidewalk of life, meaning they're bumping up against things in life, but they don't recognize the problem yet, then you're having, there's some education that has to happen from you to them about where they are in their journey in order for them to see any of your products as relevant.
Right. And I think it's also a mindset too. Like, it's okay if that person doesn't turn into a customer now, maybe they'll turn into one later.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because the next piece, the next place that somebody is on the journey is called the slow lane. Mm-hmm. Scott calls it the slow lane. The problem is becoming a bigger issue, and they want to find a solution to this problem before it gets worse, and they're seeking information. Now, this is the last bullet point here that's really important about this slow lane is they're looking for an authority to show them the way. And I love that because what we talk about with the whole story brand process is you becoming a guide. Mm-hmm. And this fits right into that. So you're becoming a guide or an authority. And this is where being consistent, we talked about the 3 C's of marketing that we always tell people, content, clarity, content, and consistency. Yep. Finding clarity in your messaging, clarity to be able to speak to anybody, to speak to people wherever they are on this journey. Content, coming out with good content, and then consistency. So when you are consistent in this new digital marketplace where you can be online and you can be on social media, you can be at different things online or offline, and you're consistently telling a message that you're solving a problem, people will start to recognize you as an authority. And when they're in this part of the journey looking for an authority figure, they're going to remember you.
Yeah. Yep, that's good.
The last piece of it is, or the last place on the journey is the fast lane. Now, this is the problem is keeping them awake at night, and it's becoming a reality that this really has to get solved because it's hitting home. It's becoming more than just a vague concern. It's becoming a problem. They're ready to make a purchase, and it's clear that so your message to them. The message to them needs to be clear. It needs to meet their needs, and it needs to overcome objections. This is where that piece of great testimonials come in, where people can see themselves in other people. One of the things that we always talk about when it comes to testimonials is a great testimonial either brings clarity or overcomes an objection, or maybe both. So that's why testimonials are so important. And we've talked about it before in the past of helping your customers create good testimonials by kind of asking them to speak to the thing that the objection that was overcome when you worked with us was this. Would you speak to that? Or the clarity that you had after you experienced working with us. Could you speak to that? The people in the fast lane are looking for that reassurance that you can fix their problem. They're looking for clarity, and they're looking for they're looking for someone to overcome the objection that they have, and they're looking to get their problem solved.
Right. Yeah.
So if you know that people are on a journey in those 3 different categories, you can craft your marketing messaging that's maybe a little bit light, a little bit more focused, and then like really laser focused. Yeah. And it's for different people on the different parts of the journey.
So once you know so first of all, those distinctions are super helpful because you can start to before those distinctions, everybody just occurs as a potential customer. You're like, well, I went out to the market, or I networked, or I ran a Facebook ad, or I did something, and I just got crickets. Well, yes. Maybe it's because the people are on the sidewalk. Like they don't really see themselves having a problem, and you're not talking to the right people.
Right.
Right. But I think on top of that, once you know where people are at, you can start to have conversations with the right people and start to listen for and hear what the pain points actually are. And you guys recently did this. I know you guys actually went through asking your clients like what they wanted, like what was happening, and it led you guys to create some new stuff.
That's right. So we are rolling out a new service. We call it worry-free website support. Mm-hmm. We previously had just been offering hosting.
Right.
So we called it our peace of mind hosting. So basically I kind of explained it as everything under the hood of your website.
Yep.
None of the forward facing stuff as far as writing content or updating content rather on your website. Maybe you have a team member that leaves and a new one comes in and you need to put in a new bio and a photo, or you need help uploading a blog post, or you need times changed on the website, or you've created a new product and you want somebody to kind of read through your content, make sure that all the kind of the rough edges are shaved off, and put that content on the website. That's kind of the forward-facing stuff that we were always offering. We would do, but we were offering at a time and material rate.
Right.
And now we're combining both hosting and content updates into one flat, single-priced package per month. So all of the hosting and security that you need in 2019 to keep your website live and healthy is included, as well as anytime content updates, and it's just a flat rate. The feedback that we were getting was that I would be more, because we're always encouraging our customers to be more consistent with adding content to their website.
Right.
Google prefers that. Your customers prefer that. Yep. You prefer that, especially if you have things that need to change about your offering, about what you're getting, your message to the marketplace. Everybody knows there's a need there. But there's there's a few things that are happening and preventing people from getting those items updated. One, finding the time to get into the website and make those updates.
Yeah.
2, the knowledge of how to do it. We always train anybody we build a website for. We train them how to do it.
Yeah.
We even give them little how-to videos. But some people, it's just like nails on a chalkboard. Anytime anytime they have to get in, edit their website. And the third part of it is the cost. What's it going to cost if I ask you to do it? Right. Last time it was 30 minutes, and the next time it was 2 hours, and the next time it was 3.5 hours, and the next time it was, 45 minutes. I never really know how long this is going to take. And so we just kind of eliminated all of that. Mm-hmm. And so the worry-free that your content's updated, the worry-free that your website's healthy and living online and secure, one flat rate.
Yeah. So
if you want to learn more about that, you can go to welldressedwalrus.com/worry-free. No space, just worry-free.
Perfect. Yeah, that's so good. And I can think, so you listening to this, you're either on the sidewalk and you don't know you have a problem with your website, right? You don't know that search engines prefer updated websites. And so you just keep plugging along with the website you built 10 years ago, thinking everything's just fine, right? Or maybe you're in the sidewalk and you're like, or the slow lane, and you're like, well, I know that my website could be better. I don't exactly know where it could be better. I feel like, I don't know if it's under the hood or if it's front facing, like Kurt said, but something's probably should be done. That's slow lane. And fast lane is like, yes, I know, like I have been bumping up against this and I just can't find the right people, or I don't like the people I found, or the prices have been a problem. But you've got to fix this. And so this is great. This is perfect, Kurt, because people listening to this are going to be in one of these 3 places, right?
Exactly. That's exactly right.
The only way for you guys to really find this out or to start to figure out a solution is to talk to Kurt, like have a conversation.
Right.
I think.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And you can do that at any time. If you go to welldressedwalrus.com, or I'm sorry, welldressedwalrus.com, or to clarify my website, clarifymywebsite.com. Schedule a time with me to talk. Yeah, and so this is, like I said, this is, I think maybe we'll turn into a couple episodes where we're talking about how to listen to your customers and know where they are in their journey. So for us, we reached out and tried to listen and realized, hey, there's a service that we're not offering that people want. Let's offer that.
Let's offer it. Yeah, I love it. No, it's so good. All right, gang. So you got to go to clarifymywebsite.com, schedule time with Kurt, because I think in that conversation, you'll start to get really clear about listen, even if you're in the sidewalk of this whole conversation and you're like, I don't know, is there a problem with my website? First of all, you should know if there is or there isn't. And that happens in a conversation with Kurt. So, and if you're in the slow lane or the fast lane, then you'll know, you'll already just be able to listen and have a conversation with Kurt for what they could help you with and if that's a fit or not. So go to clarifymywebsite.com. You guys can sign up for a free conversation with Kurt there. Kurt, last minute wisdom. Just give me some last minute wisdom or something inspirational about, this whole thing about the importance of our tribe and listening to our customers and all that.
I think the final thing that I want to leave you with today is, if you don't have a mindset of being abundant, you don't have an abundant mindset. You've got a product or a widget and you're trying to throw it out in the marketplace and you're just getting frustrated that nobody's buying, but you're not taking the time to kind of give to the marketplace, whether that's through empathy or whether that's through knowledge, or whether that's through time, or whether that's through listening to your customers. You're going to get more and more and more frustrated because the new passion that people are having, your competitors are realizing that the only way to rise above in this marketplace is to start having relationship with people. Gone are the days where there's a product out there and I buy that product just because it's the only one that I have access to. There's access to so many products now because of the internet that the marketplace and the competition really is going to start coming down to less about the product and more about the experience. So if your head is in the sand that you don't have to provide a better experience for your customers, you're going to lose.
Well, I think everybody wants to do a better job of connecting with their customer. Everybody wants sales to be easier, and easier sales happen through better connection. And
absolutely,
and I think what you guys are doing, helping people on the front-facing part of their site and the back-facing part of the site with this new service is awesome. So again, you guys can go to clarifymywebsite.com, schedule time with Kurt, and or go to welldressedwalrus.com/worry-free. And good stuff today, Kurt. I'm excited for this product that you're rolling out.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for your time, and we'll catch you next episode.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
See you.